Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. Brett and JJ here with you for your lunch break, and we're glad that you joined us. Our program brought to you by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction. JJ, good to see you. A-Day coming up Saturday for Auburn. That'll conclude Hugh Freeze's first spring practice, and you know, he kind of met with the press this week and had some things to say about this team and had some things to say about, you know, expectations maybe moving forward for A-Days in the future. Some thoughts. I'd like to hear your take on some of these as well. Gave high praise to Jacquez Hunter yesterday. Thought that was, and we'll talk about what he said about Jacquez Hunter as he returns in the backfield as the veteran back there after losing Tank Bigsby. It'll be his show, and then I know Auburn's got several guys going to be back there with him, but it will be Jacquez Hunter first off. First time to have you on since the national championship game, so I'll get your thoughts on the basketball national championship, both women and men's. Been a lot of stuff going on with that. I'll get your take on that. Auburn last night in baseball fell to UAB by a score of 6-5. You know, one of those situations where, and I'll kind of start there, coming off of a rough outing on Sunday with Florida where Auburn was up 8-2. They ended up getting beat 17-8.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're having to go through a lot of pitchers. It looked like you were cruising there in the fifth inning. Then all of a sudden the whole thing fell apart. Then you got to turn right back around and play a midweek game against a pretty good team in UAB. You know, you're kind of limited because now you got to start prepping for next week's, you know, weekend's SEC matchup. So it's a catch-22 in these midweek games, but, you know, didn't really want to drop it, but had the lead late in the game, and UAB was able to come back and win it. But, you know, that's the way it is. It's a meat grinder here in the SEC.
Well, it is, and you know, but again, I mean, we talk about this so often. I know it's so tempting to talk about lineup, hitting, homers, you know, and all that.
Right.
But boy, it just if you're not paying attention to the pitching, pay attention to the pitching, because at the end of the year, the teams that are still standing are going to be the teams that can consistently put good pitching efforts out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the way these teams are built, and Auburn's suffering right now from the lack of services from Joseph Gonzalez, and you know, when you got your number one pitcher out, and Auburn has had a chronic issue with problems with their number one starter in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, Casey Mize had some issues. Tanner Burns missed some games. You know, now it's now you looking at Joseph Gonzalez, and it sucks to lose a guy like that, because you take the number one pitcher off of anybody's team, it's going to change their whole mentality. It's going to change their rotation. It's going to change how they approach a series. But anyway, Auburn will have Texas A&M coming up this weekend. It is A-Day weekend. Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. You a big fan of Big Hurt?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I will admit I've never watched much White Sox ball, but I always, you know, you can't help but enjoy watching Frank Thomas hit a baseball.
Yeah, one of the pure hitters was inducted in the Major League Hall of Fame this Saturday at 10 o'clock right there near the corner of South Donahue Drive and Heisman Drive. They'll unveil his statue.
And one of the classic, like, old school true power hitters, right?
Right.
He lived by that. I forget who it was that said it a few years ago, but he lived by this. You know, they don't pay me to hit singles. You know, I mean, that's
right.
That's a fact. You know, you're taking a cut every time the bat is swung, and it's either going to go a long way or it's not.
Yeah, that was definitely what Mark McGuire did, and Sammy Sosa and those guys. And you know, really how, you know, if you look at the way the game's played now, JJ, you would think when these shifts are on, these guys hit into these shifts, and they have that philosophy. They're like, look, You know, my contract says I got to hit for power. I got to be able to, you know, accomplish certain things to be able to get bonuses and all that. Yeah, I know the entire left side of the infield's wide open. I could bunt it over there and walk to first, but I'm still going to swing away, and more than likely I'm going to hit a ball to one of these guys. But that's what I'm contracted to do, and I think that's the way the game is.
If you're
now.
a Braves fan, I mean, but this, to me, it goes back. This is true for any real power hitter. If you're watching Austin Riley, do you really, even if you're Brian Snitker, do you really want him dribbling a little single out the first down the first baseline? No, you want him taking cuts on the ball because that's going to score you runs. And
you're essentially sacrificing, you know, a chance at an instantaneous run or two versus getting a base hit.
That's right.
And then I think you weigh your odds on that and all, because a lot of times you look at these shifts and you go, man, just take your base, you know, get on base or whatever. But you can see why you don't want to take the bat out of some of your better production. Speaking of production, Frank Thomas was inducted in the Hall of Fame 2014. Retired with a career 301 batting average, one of only 28 players in Major League history to hit 500 or more home runs. As he finished with 521. He won back-to-back MVPs, 93 and 94, and picked up 4 Silver Slugger awards throughout his career.
Is so rare to hit 500-plus home runs and a career average above 300.
I was going to say that.
Because most of the time your power guys are, you know, they're 265 to 275 guys. Right. Because, again, they're taking hacks, right? So
that was what kind of set him off, set him apart, is that he always seemed to hit about 320, 330 in his prime years and would hit 30 to 40 home runs every year. That's what you got out of Frank Thomas, and, you know, would hit around 90 to 100 RBIs. So that's what he did. And, you know, Auburn now will have a statue in front of every stadium down there. You know, Charles Barkley out in front of Auburn Arena, of course, the 3 Heisman winners in front of Jordan-Hare Stadium, along with the coaches now on the end zone side, on Heisman Drive side, and then now Frank Thomas will be the first with a statue out in front of Plainsman Park. And again, phenomenal player, was a 2-sport athlete. Pat Dye had high praise for Frank Thomas when he played, but then ended up you know, focusing more on baseball. And I definitely think everybody agrees that he made a good decision going that route.
I think if all things are equal, wouldn't you rather play baseball? And you play a lot longer, you know?
Yeah, it's not near the wear and tear
on
your body. Now, Major League players will get hurt now, but it's not to the degree of the brutality of, especially back in the day, the way the NFL was played. Yeah. You know, we've dummied down the NFL and even college football with some of these rules and regulations. Boy, back then when Ronnie Lott was hovering around in the secondary or somebody like that, they were coming up to break your jaw.
That's right.
And then there was no penalty flag if you got hit in the ear hole.
Yep.
So it was a totally different game. But a big guy, his nickname Big Hurt for a reason, because he was a big guy on the football field. But again, a great baseball player that will be given his credit on Saturday with a statue unveiling there in front of Plainsman Park. JJ, I want to go back. UConn knocked off San Diego State 76-59. We had multiple discussions last night on Sports Blitz. Had multiple discussions yesterday on Auburn Blitz. This tournament was a bizarre tournament. A lot of close games, a lot of upsets, but UConn really kind of railed everybody. They had double-digit wins all the way through. The championship game really wasn't that close, although San Diego State kind of came back. Is this what we're going to expect to see now?
Boy, I hope not. And I'll be honest, I was listening to y'all last night talking about it. I agree with Luke. I didn't watch a minute of the Final Four. I didn't watch a minute of it. There was nothing intriguing about it to me.
Right.
Because from the time it was said, I was like, well, UConn's just going to roll. You know,
and they did.
I mean, there's a reason why Miami was a 5 seed. There's a reason San Diego State was a 5 seed. There's a reason FAU was a 9 seed. Because they weren't as talented as some of the upper-level teams.
Right.
Now, that combination of just enough talent and a whole lot of experience can – and, you know, with the transfer portal and everything now, I think you are going to see more of this. And I'm with Luke. I'm not sure it's good for the game because – y'all were talking about last night. Everybody remembers where they were when the Kentucky
exactly right.
game in '92. I was sitting in a single wide trailer in Troy, Alabama, as a junior. You know what I mean?
I was sitting
thinking that I'm not going to make it to class tomorrow, watching this game.
I was in the Opryland Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee, getting ready to walk out the room and go to the Grand Ole Opry.
Well,
and then they hit the end of the game, and I'm like, let's hold on with my parents. And I watched that shot from that hotel room.
Yeah.
But I remember exactly where it was.
But and then you had a buzzer beater in FAU and San Diego State. And like y'all said last night, is anybody out there other than San Diego State and FAU people going to remember where they were when that happened? I don't think so.
Yeah,
because where I was not watching the game.
Is it going to be harder now with the transfer portal? I heard a guy talk about this yesterday. Is it going to be harder with the transfer portal and bringing guys in and reshaping these rosters and teams maybe getting started late? Maybe they lose games earlier in the season and they hit a drought there in the middle, but then catch fire. Is it going to be harder for this community to seed these teams?
I mean, they're going to have to seed them. You know, they got to use some criteria.
This is the first time since the seeding started in '79 we didn't have a top 3 seed in the Final Four.
Well, the first time since first time in the tournament you didn't have a 1 seed in the Elite Eight. Think about that. You didn't have a single 1 seed in the Elite Eight.
All went out before the 16 round. Round.
Yeah, by the 16 round.
Yep.
First time in history. So
that's crazy.
You know, I mean,
isn't this a microcosm of the world that we're living in right now anyway, especially college athletics?
But I don't think you could go back and look at UConn, and I don't think anybody would go, yeah, they should have been a 1 seed based on what they did in the season.
You're right. I mean, they didn't lose a game outside the Big East, but they lost several in the Big East, and they had a stretch there during the middle of the year where they weren't playing good basketball at all. So, up against our first break on the show. Don't go anywhere. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Brett and JJ here with you. Let's go to the phone lines. Welcome in Terry. Terry, what's up, brother?
Hey, Brett. Hey, JJ. How y'all doing today?
What's up, man?
Good.
JJ, I was wondering if you could give me a little advice. I was hoping to make a trip to Tuscaloosa and tour Coleman Coliseum and see if I could see that Crybaby banner they got hanging up in there instead of that Final Four banner we got hanging down here.
Look, my old high school basketball coach is a big South Carolina fan. And he texted me the other day. He said, "You had time to get over that crushing loss yet?" I texted back. I said, "Look, we're 1-9 lifetime in Sweet 16 games. You can't hurt me."
Hey, Teflon Don, man. I got thick skin over
That's
here.
That's right.
Well, I don't think anybody was beating Connecticut anyway, quite honestly.
Not the way they were playing. No, I agree.
Surprised to hear they were the first team to go double-digit victories. I thought the UNLV team in 1990 might have done that. UNLV.
Yeah, UConn, I think this has been an underwhelming run for them that's been overshadowed by all these crazy games. I think you'll look back on this tournament and say, and UConn, that was a pretty dominating run they had.
And Brett, didn't UConn beat Alabama in the regular season? Alabama probably gave them the best game, but they still lost. And then UConn runs at Alabama's the overall number 1 seed. That tells you how accurate some of these predictors are, quite honestly.
Well, you know, UConn they started off the season. I mean, they were phenomenal. They went from I think they were unranked, and then they went and rocketed all the way up to the top. And after their appearance in that tournament, that Nike tournament, and then they were on a tear and they were beating the crap out of everybody. And then they kind of hit a lull in the Big East season. And I think you heard Hurley talk about that. And I think they were 17-0 against teams outside of the Big East, and you know, I guess that maybe speaks a little bit for that conference, and maybe they hit a midseason lull, but also I think it shows you what can happen with a team that's playing their best basketball at the right time.
And UConn was a 4 seed. It's not like they came out of nowhere as an 8.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, I mean.
But who would you think was a better 4, Tennessee or them? I would definitely think UConn. I didn't see Tennessee as a 4. The media loved Tennessee all year.
I didn't like Tennessee as a 4 only because of the loss of the point guard. I thought they were solid 4 if you put him back in.
Right.
Take that injury away.
I agree with that, Judge. I think they're more like a 5 or 6, quite honestly, without him.
Yeah.
So, Brett, I want to ask you a question about A-Day this weekend. I mean, the weather looks terrible.
It's terrible.
What are they going to do? Do you have any idea at all?
I was about to talk.
Is there any chance of them moving at all?
I was about to talk about it. It looks, I mean, I know we talked about it about a month ago, and I said, hey, man, this could be an awesome weekend if the weather's great, and it could really be because you got A&M coming in, you got the unveiling of the – I hate it, man. I really do, that it looks like it's going to be not just a little bit of rain, but a lot of rain and heavy rain during when the game would be being played. So hasn't been anything announced yet via any kind of change or anything. But I wouldn't think if it's a monsoon that they're going to go out on that field and play an 8A game with about 10 people sitting in the stands. I don't.
Okay, the truth be known about it, it's just kind of a glorified practice.
Well, it is. You know what? And I'm not saying they will, but if it's bad enough, they may cancel the thing and just have an indoor practice to finish the spring.
Good point. Good point. It just seems like there's everybody's consistent. You know, sometimes the weather people are fairly inconsistent, but everybody's predicting a massive rain. So I'm like, well,
which means it'll be
wrong.
clear.
Me being down here right in the middle of it, you know.
Yeah.
By the way, Brett, JD, you were talking about the statue. You know, if you walk by the Pat Dye statue, it coughs.
Do what now?
I said you walk by the Pat Dye statue, it coughs.
It coughs.
Well,
Terry, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. I don't know. I hate it. I haven't gotten an official announcement from anybody down there. I know they're watching it. To me, JJ, it would seem that they would. I don't think you can't postpone it. If it's just a washout, it's a washout, man.
Yeah, if it's a washout, it's a washout, and you have an indoor practice, finish it up, and there you go. You know, maybe you film the indoor practice, let the fans watch that. I don't know.
Right. So some info on A-Day if you were planning. The tickets are $10. General public seats are general admission. Again, maybe the weather will change. I don't know. Maybe it won't be as bad. But again, it's a great opportunity if the weather's good outside with all the stuff that's going on, JJ, with the events that we're playing down there, to have a really cool weekend. And I would expect it a big crowd. Hugh Freeze's first spring, just everybody thanking God that Brian Harsin ain't there anymore. Yeah. Just a celebration maybe of him not being in town would have been good enough to have that. But, can't control Mother Nature. She's going to do what she wants to do.
That's, I tell people this all the time. I have never been one to complain about the weather because there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Not a thing.
You'd have better luck teaching algebra to a cat.
There you go. There you go. Just it is what it is. All right. So going back to what we were saying, the basketball tournament. I think Terry brought up a good point. This is going to be looked at as. UConn's won 5 national championships since 1999 now. Mm-hmm. Gives Auburn and Alabama hope, I think.
Sure.
Dadgum, man. They hadn't been, they're a blue blood now, no doubt, but all of their success has really been in the last 24, 25 years.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a small amount of time to win that.
It came out of nowhere, and you become. Yeah. But look, we've seen it in football with Miami, right?
Right.
Miami goes from nowhere to
Florida State did too.
National champion in '83. Florida State. They were talking about disbanding the entire football program in the late 70s. And, Bobby Bowden comes along, and there you go.
It can happen. It's all about leadership and putting people in the right place and then having a vision. And I think, Alabama's a good example of, trying to find a coach to come in after Bear Bryant. And they went with Ray Perkins and then, Bill Curry, and then you're just looking for guys and, you're okay, but you're not to the level that you were. I know Gene Stallings, came in and won a national championship, then it kind of hit a lull again, had some down years, and then you get a guy that's got a vision, you get everybody to buy in, look what you can pull off.
Yeah. No,
especially if you got the resources.
And it happens, it happens. You see it, and like you said, the resources. UConn, it's sort of like, okay, we're gonna invest in this. We think we got something, right?
Right. And they had, that was their sport for a while. They just recently got a football team.
Yeah.
So it was what they put all their eggs in that basket. No Easter connotation there since it's Easter week. So up against another break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South, from checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cab, discounted up to $9,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $6,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through the program today, get your calls in 256-234-6221 to be part of the program. It is brought to you every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars on their home mortgages, refinancing. They can handle it all. Make sure you give them a call today. Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin for all your property needs. If you're looking for property in the country, or if you're looking for a lake lot, you're looking for something down on the coast, they'll help you. They've got a great team of real estate agents that will help you find that perfect piece of property you're looking for. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, 10 locations throughout Central Alabama for all your home improvement needs, all your materials, building supplies. They beat the big box stores, so make sure you go and check out Russell Do-It Center. And J.A. Smith Construction, both residential and commercial. No job too small or big for them. Whatever it is that you're looking for or you're needing work done on your property, call on J.A. Smith Residential and Commercial Construction there. Some comments coming through, J.J. Jim said thoughts on Tracks. I think I said that right. Info, Auburn baseball is getting one of the few in the country to get this info in college. 6 cameras on the pitchers at home and 6 cameras on the hitters. Basically what it is real-time analytics on swings, pitching motions, all that. I think what it does is it tries to see if there's something, you're doing to kind of be preventative. Say, look, if you keep doing it this way, you're going to be predisposed to an injury. Kind of gives feedback on that, maybe feedback on all kind of different things that these programs now that are being designed can do for hitters and pitchers.
Yeah, and and I think that's kind of every sport, right? You see it in football with the way they measure the speed rate and all that sort of stuff, and so I mean it's just science, and
right.
And as it gets better, you'll continue to see people use it, I think.
Yeah, it says allows for acute biomechanical analysis on the different ways that things are done. In-game markerless motion capture technology delivers precise 3D imaging, astute biomechanic analysis. I mean, it's basically analyzing every motion, every movement of a hitter, every part of a pitcher's rotation and delivery. Welcome to 2023, man,
yeah.
and beyond. Before long, robots.
Robot pitchers, yeah.
That's what we're going to have if AI keeps going in the direction it's going. But, yeah, it's cool stuff. Obviously, it can only benefit you to have that kind of technology at your disposal, and glad that Auburn's got it. Jeff said, so what was up Auburn baseball game last night? Saw where they had some strange shenanigans from the umpire crew in the last inning. I know UAB walked it off. I don't know of anything that happened, Jeff. You might want to elaborate a little bit more. I know that, Auburn took a 5-4 lead, and then UAB tied it 5-5 in the 8th, and then UAB walked it off in the 9th. I didn't hear of anything. Doesn't mean something didn't happen. I'd like to know myself. So if you got some info there, again, kind of reiterating, Auburn A-Day coming up this weekend on Saturday. Terry just called. It's like he said, have we heard anything on any particular alternate plans? If you've looked at the weather forecast, it looks horrible. It looks like a monsoon on Saturday, and I haven't heard anything officially. I don't think the university's released anything at this point. I think the closer we get to the weekend, Auburn may make a statement on that. I don't think they will go out there and play in a monsoon. I just don't.
Well, you're not going to take a risk on the injuries. Yeah, no sense in it. So, but hopefully it'll be good enough to go.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Some big news yesterday. Auburn going back to the Maui Invitational in 2024. That's a big deal. Auburn twice now in the Maui Invitational since 2018. That is a prestigious, if not maybe the most prestigious preseason basketball tournament there is. Not really preseason, but the first, inaugural or at the beginning of the season type tournament. It'll be Auburn, Colorado, Dayton, Iowa State, Memphis, Michigan State, North Carolina, and UConn.
Yeah.
There's your final.
Yeah, have fun.
There's some Final Four potential teams there in it. But I remember, Auburn playing a couple of years ago in playing really well, played Arizona, played Xavier, played Duke, lost to that Duke team. It was the only loss they had in the tournament, but that was a Zion Williamson-led, R.J. Barrett-led Duke team. Had a lot of talent on that team.
I think it's and I think it helps when you get in those kind of tournaments against those kind of – I think the biggest help that it gives you is really getting your players kind of dialed in and focused early.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because they see that. They know who they got to play.
Right.
And you're going to see a little more, maybe a little more focus, a little more, getting into the business side by the players.
Well, when you're playing in a tournament with those kind of stakes and those kind of teams, again, you want to go out and play well, and you know what the stakes are. And this will be that class that will be coming in that's right now ranked 2 in the country. Auburn's got 3 really, really great prospects committed for the 2024 class that will be playing in that tournament. Again, they won't be there very long. They won't have been at Auburn very long. But that's still that'll be a shot in the arm. And right now, I know for Auburn basketball, they're just trying to figure out what their roster is going to look like for this coming year. You're not real worried about 2024 yet. They're worried about what, the rest of this year is going to look like coming up and who they're going to be able to put on the floor, for this coming year. But JJ, Alabama dealing with the same thing. Luke and I talked about it last night. Upwards of 7, maybe 8 players could be gone off this roster for Alabama. This is, as a coach, you can't get caught with your pants down around your ankles. You almost have to be expecting it.
No, well, and I think you probably go into every year going, okay, signing 2 or 3 guys is not going to be enough. You got to keep up with the portal. You got to keep up with everything, and just figure that you're going to replace at least half of your roster every year.
Exactly. I mean, you're rolling out, save a few teams here and there that have good enough players to be good college players, but not good enough to move on to the NBA or anywhere else. Then you get this veteran team like San Diego State.
That's right.
That runs through the tournament because they've been there 3, 4, 5 years. Some of them have, with the COVID year. So, but for the most part, your top programs are replacing the Kentuckys and the Dukes and North Carolinas and Kansases have been used to this for a long time now because of the one and done. They've been replacing majority of their roster. But now for Auburn and Alabama, now that we've gotten up here to the top tier, we're having to deal with it ourselves.
That's right. And then you got the transfer portal too. So a player who maybe wasn't ready as a freshman, they need a year or two. They're not waiting around. They're not going to wait around to develop. They're going to go somewhere.
That's exactly right. So up against another break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
L&G Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We are ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. A couple segments left in today's show. You can call us, 256-234-6221, to be part of the program, or you can comment away. Ty said Braves up 3-0 already, so rocking and rolling out of the gate there for the Braves. Off to a good start.
Off to a solid start. Had some decent pitching from the youngsters so far.
Right. Anything on Freed getting hurt the other day?
I haven't heard anything about it other than I heard Max himself say that, you know, it wasn't that big a deal, but they didn't.
When I saw that,
when I
saw that come across, I went, "Are you kidding?" Yeah. I'm like, did we have to? What is the curse here? But anyway, I want to go back and talk about some of these basketball prospects that Auburn's looking at in the portal. Just a kind of current breakdown. Auburn, if things were to stay the same, 3 spots open currently as far as scholarship distribution, because you got Jalen Williams, Alan Flanagan, Stretch Akinbola, Dylan Cardwell, Chris Moore, K.D. Johnson, and Janai Broom. Wendell Green's already announced he's not coming back. You also got Trey Donaldson and then the freshman Aiden Holloway coming in. So you'd have, if everything were to stay the same, you'd have 3 spots. I think possibly Alan Flanagan, whether he decides to go pro or transfer, could definitely happen. I think Dylan Cardwell is probably going to leave. I don't know about Stretch Akinbola. He played 0 this year, so I don't really know what his role is there. Trey Donaldson's announced he's coming back. It's a big piece. So Auburn could potentially have 5, maybe 6 spots available if some of those guys were to leave. High priority for Auburn is to find a daggum scorer.
Yeah.
Somebody can shoot the basketball, somebody that can be a 2-guard. And
create their own shot if they need to.
Right. And Alan Flanagan started to do that better as the year went on. Auburn's really targeting Denver Jones from Florida International. He was the number 2 scorer in Conference USA. That's a pretty big deal this year.
Yeah.
Looking at who was in the dadgum NIT championship and then looking at who was in the Final Four.
Yeah.
This is the number 2 scorer, 20.1 points per game, shot the ball at about a 48% rate from the field, but he was 37% from behind the arc. So a solid player. That Auburn needs a 6'4" guard that gives them a little length out there, which is also much needed.
Which is also, strangely, kind of goes against sort of the Bruce Pearl model. You sort of expect the smaller guards out front.
But I think Bruce Pearl's even seen. I think Chance Westry was going to be – Chance Westry's 6'6".
Right.
And, he was going to be a guy that could really come out there and provide that length and is a good shooter. By the way, I think Syracuse has reached out to him now. He's another one that decided that he's going to get in the transfer portal. I know that it was rumored that he might go to Ole Miss if Wes Flanagan and Alan Flanagan decided they wanted to go there. There's a possibility he could end up there. Who knows? We'll kind of watch that. But another guard that Auburn's looking at, not as big as Denver Jones, but is almost as productive from Rice, and that's Quincy Olivari, 18.7 points a game. He's 6'2", 6'3". He's from Westlake High School, which was right over there just across the line in Georgia. It's where Chuma Okeke played. So there's some connections there. I think he's being looked at by Texas and TCU right now as possible additions. But going back and talking about Denver Jones, he's from the Huntsville area. So, I think Auburn and Alabama both are really after him. Again, he's one of these guys that went off, played, JJ developed into one of the top scorers in the country, number 25 out of all shooters in the country. So he's a high priority in the portal for a lot of people.
Shooters get points on the board.
So that's a big deal. TJ Bamba from Washington State averages 15.8 points a game. He is a tremendous three-point shooter, shoots at about 38% from behind the arc. He's 6'5". That's another lengthy guard there. So really these first three guys, JJ, who seem to be the priority, one 6'4", one 6'5", the other one 6'2".
Yeah, looking for some, like you said, some length out there, especially on the defensive end. A little length in your guards is going to help.
You're going to add another guy to that list, Damian Dunn from Temple, averaging 15.3 points a game, shoots at 35% from behind the arc. He's also 6'5". Mm-hmm. So, I think we're kind of seeing a theme here, and that's not all. I won't go down the entire list, but I think we're seeing a theme from Bruce Pearl and some priority to get some length because, look, man, out there on the perimeter, Auburn got beat by several teams because they just couldn't guard them.
Right.
And it created problems on the offensive side for Auburn because they couldn't create a shot over guys that were bigger than them.
And then you wind up with these lulls in scoring, right? Long drops and that sort of thing. And you combine that with smaller guards trying to guard a bigger guy, and it's a bad combination.
Right. Mike's got a question for you, JJ. He said, what do you think about the pitch clock in Major League?
Love it.
You like
Love it. Yeah, I got no, I got no problem with it. I wasn't sure at first how I was going to like it.
Seems like they've gotten into the flow, didn't?
Yeah, look, they're professional players. They ought to be able to adjust, right?
Right. So,
but yeah, I
love 15
it.
seconds is plenty of time between pitches to.
And I think the biggest thing too is like the batters, right? Oh, timeout. Got to step out. Got to adjust this glove. Got to adjust this glove. Let me knock some dirt off my cleats. Hold on just 1 minute. All that stuff. The batters as guilty as the pitchers.
They are.
Yeah.
But it definitely has sped the game up. You can see the difference already in the timing and all. And very few violations to this point.
Yeah.
So, like I said.
The one thing coaches won't abide, it says just like when you put in the targeting rule of college football, people will teach.
There's
game
no doubt.
Differently.
No doubt. That's what we're dealing with now. So, up against the final break of the program. Stay tuned. One more segment right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Kalijah Idol 15, the semifinals, is happening in the River Region this Saturday night at Alabama's Little Bit of Texas. It's Kalijah Idol 15, the semifinals.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world. of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bugs Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bugs Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bugs Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bugsisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true, and the names have been changed because Brubaker Motors has sold to Sons Automotive. You heard right. Brubaker Kia is now Sons Kia of Montgomery. Furthermore, Sons Automotive is a family business with dealerships throughout the Southeast. The name Sons Automotive is synonymous with trust, and they care about the communities they're a part of. They're excited to serve the River region, and in the interest of justice, you will be served a sentence of big savings. Sons Kia of Montgomery, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone. Final segment here on the show. Again, thanks to everyone joining us every day here on the Auburn Blitz. Brett and JJ here with you for a few more minutes. Hey, JJ, what's an NFL franchise worth to you? I mean, we talk about money on this program all the time and NIL and stuff, but you don't talk about something and make that look like small beans. Have you priced an NFL team lately?
I've not. I didn't. I never really considered myself in the market. You know.
Yeah, but there's one for sale.
Yeah.
And they don't happen very often. That's why it's a hot commodity. And the NFL is probably the top sports league.
And
in
it
the world.
is one of the historic franchises in the league.
It is, and they won several Super Bowls.
Yeah.
If you got $6.5, $7 billion laying around, you own them.
Yeah, you could do it. $6.5 to $7 billion. I want you to run this thought experiment. We know what the most valuable franchise in the NFL is. It's the Dallas Cowboys.
No doubt.
If Jerry wanted to sell them, what would the price tag?
What do you think? $20 billion? $20 billion?
I think he would ask that. I think he'd probably get 15.
Good God.
I mean,
because that just shows you the rich get richer, right? I mean, if you've got $6.5, $7 billion to buy a team, then
that's why I laugh every time they have the negotiations, every few years,
right,
with the Players Association, and you hear these owners that, we can't make any money, we're going broke out here, stop.
It's just amazing. Steve Apostolopoulos, I believe.
Apostolopoulos,
a Canadian billionaire, is the latest to have seemed to show his interest.
Yeah.
And by all indications, it's looking like Snyder's going to get $7 billion. That's what he wants for it. I think he started at 5.5.
Yeah.
I think he turned down an offer at 5.5.
Turned down 5.5, wanted a minimum 6.
And now he's up to
7.
He's
up to 7.
So somebody will play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But you got a very small audience.
Yeah,
that
there's only so many people that can stroke that check.
That's
right?
exactly
I mean,
right.
there's only a handful.
Wow, amazing. Ty said if the weather is bad this weekend, do you think they will play a doubleheader Friday or Sunday? Yeah, I mean, you say that happen all the time. I think
my guess would be Friday.
Well, because Sunday's Easter. But
Yeah.
I know that doesn't really mean anything as far as but if they were to do a doubleheader, it'd probably be on Friday because of the travel thing,
Yeah.
the Sunday and all
And
that
there's a
kind of stuff.
time, like you have to be done by a certain time.
Right. So so it would be probably on the front end if they did do something like that. So we'll just kind of follow it and see. Again, the weather looks like crap for Saturday. It's 100% chance of rain and heavy rain during the middle part of the day, as if we hadn't had enough rain around here.
Yeah, we've had a little
JJ.
bit.
So we know what that means. This summer won't get a drop.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be
Dry as a bone.
be 800 degrees. Tumbleweeds will be rolling by, dust everywhere, trying to buy some. They'll have a restriction on being able to water your lawn. Everything will be burned up. You can't do anything. So that's kind of how it goes. But, A-Day is scheduled as of right now for Saturday at 1 o'clock. Again, Frank Thomas statue unveiling is scheduled for 10 o'clock that day. Auburn and Texas A&M, like Ty said, they have a game later that afternoon. I mean, it was set up to be a really cool, fun weekend if the weather was nice, and I was basically anticipating a pretty big crowd for A-Day. So now it looks like all that could be a wash, no pun intended. So, JJ, before we go, I want to get your thoughts on what Hugh Freeze said yesterday about moving forward with A-Day games, potentially playing another team, getting somebody to come in and, signing a deal where you go to them one year and they come to you or whatever. But he suggested Auburn play UAB and Alabama play Troy or vice versa or something like that. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, as a concept, I like it.
Yeah.
But, you've got to give them a return game at some point, too, which means your town, your college town, be it Auburn, Tuscaloosa,
doesn't get that.
Doesn't get those people coming into town for the game and the restaurants and the hotels and the so I think you're going to have a hard time convincing the administration
probably
that we're going to give up, even if it's 1 out of 3, right? That we're going to give up our A-Day game every third year or something. I don't know. I think you'll have a tough time selling it on the business level, but as a concept, I like it.
I'm with you. I think, on the surface, it seems like a cool idea. Maybe logistically doesn't make sense in some areas. But, I think what he was trying to say is, sometimes these games just become, let's go against some other competition. Let's kind of see where we are in the spring, so maybe see some different things.
And I think it's always tough on coaches like right now because you don't, you want to come out of spring with as few injuries as you can.
True.
But you also want to see the players compete. You want to see them in these scrimmages and in the A-Day game in a competitive situation. So you have to find some way to make it a competition between one squad and the other. The old, the Saban used to, I don't know if he still does
the
it.
Beanie Weenies and steak.
Yeah, steak versus beans,
exactly.
So, but you got to find some way because you need to see how a player responds in that competitive situation.
Yeah, in this day and age now, it's winner get a Charger, loser gets a bicycle. Let's see how hard they play for that. I think it'd probably be the most intense A-Day game we've seen in quite some time. So
hey, there's a Charger dealer somewhere that's willing to donate.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the Wednesday edition of the Auburn Blitz. Again, thanks to all of you out there joining us each and every day. We'll be back with you tomorrow, same time, same place. For JJ, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.